Hi friends, Rabbi Jenny Solomon here from Beth Myers Synagogue in Raleigh, North Carolina, here with a Mincha moment. So this week we are reading Parashat Shlakh-Lekha. We're in the Torah portion of Shlakh-Lekha, and this is a very famous Torah portion in which Moses sends out 12 scouts to survey Canaan, the land, the promised land that they have been journeying towards for years, let's just say, for these scouts to go actually into the land and peer in and see what is awaiting them. And 10 scouts come back and say, yes, it's flowing with milk and honey, it's amazing, and no, we absolutely will not survive in this land. There are other peoples there. We look very small in their eyes, and we're not going to make it. This is not going to go well, essentially. But there are two other scouts, Joshua and Caleb, Yoshua and Caleb, and they have a different account. They don't ignore the facts. They also state that the land is beautiful and fertile, and that there are challenges that abound. But they say, yes, we can. We can go up. We can do this. You might say it's reminiscent of Jacob, our father, who after wrestling with the angel, it says in the text, Vatuchal, and you can, which is usually translated as, and he prevailed against this angel with whom he wrestled. But it quite literally means he could do it. It's a mantra that I repeat to myself. So I want to suggest that this whole idea of 10 scouts who say, no way, and 2 scouts who say, yes, it's going to be hard, but we can, sort of exist in our own psyche as well. And I want to apply this to our emergence post-COVID, and this applies specifically to people who are vaccinated. So like so many of you, I went to do my grocery shopping last week and realized that in accordance with CDC guidelines and public health experts whom I know personally and trust, I could go into the store and take off my mask. I could walk through my office at the synagogue and take off my mask. I could actually hug a friend who is also vaccinated. But all of these things, I sort of could hear in my own heart, in my own mind, 10 scouts saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't trust it. It's going to be too hard. It could be dangerous. And also 2 scouts that say, yeah, this is a transition. This may be difficult. We don't have full certainty of anything in life, but yes, you can. And I want to suggest that there are 2 different ways that metaphors we might use as we move through our own process of sort of reacclimating to taking off our masks. And I mean that literally, but I also mean that metaphorically. So one idea is called pendulation. And you can think of a pendulum that swings from side to side. And with this idea of pendulation, it suggests that we first ground ourselves in a place that feels really secure and safe and comfortable. So that might mean for you, wearing your mask. And then we allow, in a thoughtful, intentional, controlled way, to swing out of our comfort zone. So taking off our mask in a place where we know everybody, with significant assurance, everybody else here is vaccinated. Maybe having vaccinated friends over to your home. And then pendulate back to that place that feels safe and secure. And then, with a little bit more willingness and ability to tolerate discomfort, swing out to a place that maybe feels less comfortable, but still safe enough. Test out another kind of behavior, and then allow yourself to swing back to where it feels safe and secure. Another way to think about it, if the pendulum doesn't quite work for you, is that of titration, right? So we're just kind of titrating our discomfort in a way that we can tolerate. Because after all, if we don't push ourselves into a zone in which we feel uncomfortable, just a little bit uncomfortable, we will get stuck. And if we push too far, we will be overwhelmed and unable to move forward in a skillful and adaptive way. So I offer this up, but I imagine that you could apply this to all kinds of other challenges and transitional moments in your own life. You know, you may even notice the voices of those 10 scouts that are like, no, I can't do it. There may be some great value to stretching myself in this way, but I can't do it. And then those lone two voices that say, yeah, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. And yes, we can. Yes, we can. And the goal, I would say, and I think this has happened incrementally over time in Jewish history, but also incrementally in our own personal lives. The goal is to cultivate bitachon, faithfulness, faith. And bitachon isn't something, faith isn't something we sort of either have or don't have. And it's not something we're born with. It's something that we continue to cultivate step by step over time. And we can draw upon that bitachon, that sort of pool of faithfulness. And again, it's not a faithfulness of sort of blind faith, like God will take care of me, or if I'm good, I'll be fine. I mean, we just as adults know that, at least I know, that's not true. That's not true in my experience. Maybe in your experience. God bless you. Not in my experience. But what I do know to be true is that when I can be really honest about both the real challenges that lie ahead of me and the purpose and the value of stepping into discomfort towards some goal of higher purpose, higher intention, I can do it. I can do it. And one pathway there, or two pathways, are these pathways of pendulation and titration. And you might even think about the Israelites' journey. They didn't go in a straight line, and I think for good reason. They needed to recircle their steps, or perhaps like a pendulum, swing back and forth, to develop the skills, the internal skills of bitachon that they would need when they reach the promised land. So friends, I am with you. I am with you as we transition into this next chapter of living in a world that has experienced COVID and all the anxieties that produces, but also knowing that, again, for those of us who have been vaccinated, it's so important that we begin to take the steps in whatever way that makes sense for you to move into a time of deeper connection with one another again. It's so important. Wishing us all continued faithfulness, bitachon, as we pendulate and move our way into whatever lies ahead. Shalom, peace.